Dexter unleashes his dark passenger like never before in Dexter, Resurrection Episode 7, Course Correction, which leads to David Dastmalchian's two-person Gemini killer's total demise. At Prater's retreat, Dexter is freed under the pretense of being red, which keeps Prater and Charlie from becoming suspicious. In Dexter, Resurrection Episode 7, Dexter's lore is remarkably brought to the fore. He relates the discovery of Harrison covered in Rita's blood in Season 4 to Prater's disclosure of his parents' deaths. Just before he stabs him in the neck with a shattered wine glass, he also tells one half of the Gemini killer about his brother, Brian Moser, also known as the Ice Truck Killer. Some of the best scenes in the second Dexter sequel series are those involving Dexter and Prater, and later Dexter and Gareth's twin. In addition to being exciting and deftly advancing the current narrative, they also deftly use Dexter's past to create a stunning, intricate, and satisfying viewing experience. Resurrection Episode 7 features Dexter in a fantastically unhinged situation. In Episode 7, Dexter made it clear that he was sick of playing it safe when he told Harry early in the season. Dexter, who had gained Prater's favor by killing Gareth's twin brother in broad daylight, confronted Batista in a fashion that virtually proved he was the Real Bay Harbor butcher. Additionally, Dexter acts a little rashly when he first meets Detective Wallace at the criminology school Harrison is considering. It's hard to imagine Dexter would be so bold as to approach her after her talk on the New York Ripper and offer a tip regarding the blood spatter analysis. In light of this, Harrison's consideration of a career in criminal justice is both appropriate and hilarious. It's intriguing to watch him potentially follow in the Morgan family's footsteps by becoming a police officer, even if he appears to have accepted the fact that he killed Rain Foster in Resurrection Episode 1. Dexter's unexpected duties as Harrison's father produce an intriguing demonstration of his humanity. Even though he is emotionally deficient, as Wallace describes him in her lecture, he informs Harrison that his feelings for Harrison are unique. As they go to Rapunzel's show and tell video clip of a murder, Dexter is noticeably irritated by Prater, Gemini, and Rapunzel. This provides intriguing insight into this older version of Dexter. Even though Dexter has undergone some significant changes throughout this series, particularly in Episode 7, they are a logical progression of his personality, despite the fact that they somewhat depart from the icy, mask-wearing Dexter that fans have adored for years. Even while Dexter's vulnerability and audacity may not sit well with everyone, this development makes sense and is fascinating at this stage of Resurrection. It seems like Batista and Dexter will face off in Resurrection Season 1. Even though Dexter presents himself as a man who has come back to life, it's possible that he assisted Wallace in cracking the most significant case of her career, that of the New York Ripper. Because he was in Prater's vault, Dexter suggests that the Ripper's murder weapon has a hook on the end rather than a crowbar. This lends more credence to the idea that Jonah Mitchell, the son of the Trinity Killer, is the New York Ripper. When Dexter arrives at Blessing's house, Batista's chase of him in Resurrection soon intensifies, and the drive back to Batista's hotel becomes quite intense. The sentence, "surprise, hermano," was just the right one. When Batista said it, it seemed as though Doakes' ghost was hovering over his shoulder. Now that the gloves are off between Dexter and Batista, Dexter may face a very challenging moral dilemma during the final 3 episodes of Season 1 of Resurrection. Since Batista does not fulfill Harry's code, we know Dexter cannot kill him, but, if Batista targets Harrison again, maybe a protective father modification will be added. As evidenced by that terrifying final vehicle scene involving him and Batista, Dexter has become more ambitious and reckless in the real world as a result of letting his dark passenger roam among Prater's social circle. In a spectacular move, Dexter pushes his old pal out of his car and threatens Batista to back off. By the end of Dexter, Resurrection, Batista is set up for an unhappy fate because it seems like neither of them would back down as Dexter drives out into the Manhattan night while Angel's AirPods track his location.